One of the most interesting potential applications for cryptocurrencies is the creation of digital currency by central banks. Central bank digital currencies have the potential to fundamentally alter our perception of money and the way we conduct business, but there is some debate about them. We have encountered a lot of opposition from those who label central bank digital currencies as wicked, such as Warren Davidson, who sits next to us CAS congressman, accusing Ripple and other corporations of evil for even assisting nations in creating the central bank digital currency, so I'd like to address that. This video explores whether I think Ripple is a bad corporation. Discuss whether I feel that all CBCs are harmful. I'd like to talk about the current status of the market, the use of XRP to build these systems, and whether or not I think this is a positive development. But before the movie concludes, I'd want to discuss the recent XRP drop, which sent many people into a frenzy. People assume that all momentum has vanished. One of the top analysts I'm aware of has a favorable analysis of what happened, and I'd be happy to share it with you if you're interested. See why you shouldn't miss it. To the very conclusion of the flick, because there is a lot of talk. At the moment, I want to jump right into it at the start of this video, and the main reason this is causing so much debate in the XRP community is Warren Davidson, a U.S. representative who is now serving in an acting position and who has publicly claimed Ripple is a lousy company for producing CBCs, wants to draft legislation that will outright prohibit the creation of CBCs. Because he despises them, it's important to emphasize that Warren Davidson is not the only one who has expressed concern about CBCs. Many people believe CBCs are awful and have no good applications, and they should be completely prevented from entering. In my opinion, the country now finds the entire concept to be quite ludicrous. Every time you discuss outright outlawing technology, you're missing the bigger picture, and responded to Warren Davidson in writing. I'd like to read it to you before taking a brief break. Here's my problem with Warren Davidson's correct stance. As I previously stated, the government already controls and monitors digital currency. If this is not modified by a tokenized form of this money, CBDCs are unavoidable. Our financial infrastructure has been significantly upgraded, and both good and bad things abound in plenty. Not attempt to adopt a Bill of Rights to preserve the good and eliminate the bad. Why not embrace technology while still taking proactive steps to keep the public safe? With a bath, safely dispose of the infant. According to Warren Davidson, water is not the greatest technique. Every new technical comparison that was ever developed had a defect on the internet and even cars, but instead of forbidding them, we attempted to set rules in place to ensure that technology would advance constructively. I suppose I should go over this again slowly now and break down what I consider to be the most important parts, and I'd like to start by pointing out that the government already monitors everything we do with its digital currency. Many people argue that once we have CBCS, the government will be able to monitor all of our transactions of these things, which they currently cannot. The government will be able to do things like manage the money supply. We already utilize digital currency, and the government monitors all of our financial transactions. All of this has already happened, and consider how regularly the government produces money. They already manipulate the money supply. They already have their own CBA product. Despite the ID test, the government will always act as they see fit. The government is the corrupt entity, not the additionally unscrupulous public, as it will always be dishonest. Officials will take advantage of whatever system exists as long as it is cubic. Does not, in my perspective, make things any easier. In fact, I believe there is much more that could be done with the CBC to promote openness of what the government is doing, in my opinion. This, in my opinion, is a critical factor. I believe that many people were worried when they heard about the CBC, worrying that the government would now have more influence over their life. However, in my opinion, under a non-tokenized system, the government is free to act however it pleases. The government can simply tell businesses what to do. Hey, I'd like to get into your database, and I need you to do it for me. The government has frequently forced companies like PayPal to essentially take monies from customers' accounts. Furthermore, as is common with banks, the government will attack you if it wishes to single you out. Over the last few years, the government has substantially raised the money supply, completely changing the rules by which we have all been playing. The existing financial system is where all of this is taking place, but they are concerned that similar things will occur in the CBC world. They will occur in the CBDC environment, and they are almost certainly correct. However, it is not the CBC's fault. The government is to blame. Whatever mechanism is in place will be manipulated. At the end of the day, they are just the facts. The other point I wanted to make was about outlying innovation. There has never been a period in history when it was advantageous to prevent innovation. Consider the internet. When it was first proposed, everyone expected that it would lead to the formation of countless illegal markets and that it would be used by people to sell illicit goods. All of these claims are true, and all of these instances occurred where people will use it to send secret information. We put controls in place to protect the internet and promote positive internet activity, and as a result, many of the best things the internet can currently do were not even considered when these regulations were being developed. CBCS must be eliminated. We ought to get rid of this technology and never go back, argues Warren Davidson, thinking about all the awful things that could be produced by one. However, this has never been the greatest strategy for developing a set of regulations that will restrict the detrimental impacts. What we should be doing instead is ensuring that our CBDC is private. We must ensure that the government cannot openly manipulate the CBDC, and each of them would improve the CBD product compared to what is now available, despite the lack of CBD, would also provide a lot of technology. That is no longer possible. There will be no need for a bank account. All you need is a good internet connection. In fact, you might even be able to own your money. You may have it in your wallet. You wouldn't have to rely on a third party to manage your money. These are really basic notions, but as I indicated on the internet, these are the key pieces for producing a product that is vastly different from what we currently have. Simply, it's difficult to perceive until the big picture has been developed. The most important fact is that, if correctly implemented, CBD has the potential to substantially alter the direction of our current financial system. I think it's completely ridiculous to argue that we simply ban it, because terrible things can occur there. There has never been a time in history where just forbidding a technology was the solution, and with that, I think I've explained whether or not I believe Ripple made a mistake in establishing these CBDCs. Ripple has always attempted to ethically conduct business. I believe they will continue to do so. So, with CBCs, it's not always bad. If Ripple works with governments to establish CBDCs, it will be a net gain for the world. The fact that humans merely appear to be the fundamental issue in the construction of we must use this technology with caution since we are afraid of these CBC notions. To suggest that we should just discard the tokenization of money is incorrect. Sounds ludicrous, yet every asset, including currencies, will be tokenized in the long term. Furthermore, the word CBDCs is simply slang for tokenized cash. That is the environment we are about to enter. It's so obvious that it's not even amusing. And I sincerely believe Warren Davidson is mistaken when he claims that all of this technology is bad. If he only focused on how to advance this technology, he'd be much more productive, and if he just wanted to outlaw it, I believe it's the wrong strategy, and I sincerely hope Warren Davidson can be persuaded. Otherwise, by persons such as myself and others, who gets in touch with him. With that said, I should probably move on and discuss the present state of XRP. Price movement. A blockchain fan tweeted an intriguing tweet in which he talks about the latest crash normally. Do not go deeply into technical analysis, but what just happened is insane, so I'll just go through it quickly and show you all. You are currently viewing a price chart for XRP relative to Bitcoin, rather than XRP divided by the USD. In addition to Bitcoin, a 200-week moving average is provided on the graph. When this chart rises, so does XRP. More swiftly in Bitcoin, and if the chart declines show that Bitcoin is increasing faster than XRP as a result, you might consider investing. As you can see, XRP has become stuck below. Since mid-2019, The 200-week moving average means that the value of XRP about Bitcoin has been decreasing. However, XRP recently surpassed its 200-week moving average for the first time in 3 years. Excellent trader blockchain backer took advantage of the opportunity to sell some of his Bitcoin and increase his holdings in XRP. And today was the day he finally got to see this price chart backtest the moving average, which he had been waiting for.